The Chicago Bulls in control. The backcourt of John Paxson and Michael Jordan. Up front, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and Bill Cartwright. And the Bulls have been looking to go to Cartwright early as he sets up on Edwards. And hits. The Bulls 2. The Pistons nothing.
And you know, it's not like they didn't expect it. James Edwards told us yesterday they like to go to Cartwright in the beginning of the game, try to get me in early foul trouble. Exactly what he thought was going to happen.
Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars in the backcourt. Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, and James Edwards on the front line. Laimbeer rebounded by Grant. Jordan with the pull-up and kept alive by Grant. Jordan off the head fake, trying to dish it off. Last touch by the Pistons.
A little variation in the Bulls offense, having Michael Jordan be the guy that flashes to the top of the circle, running a back door with the other guard.
Chicago Bulls, well-rested club. They wrap their series Tuesday against the 76ers. Here is Paxson. Friday night at the Palace. And last touch by Thomas. Good play by Pippen. Friday night, the Pistons beat the Celtics 117-113 in a grueling, sensational overtime contest, winning it in 6 and sparked by the injury plague. Isaiah Thomas. The call against Chicago.
24. The big screen set here. Pippen first, then Cartwright. They try to get Isaiah with 2 screens, kind of punish him a little bit at the defensive end. Offensive foul call.
Bill Cartwright picks it up. It's the Bulls with a 2-0 lead. A minute and a half gone by.
Keep an eye on the defensive end. An unusual matchup maybe for some people. Pippen guarding Bill Laimbeer. That's one of the reasons why Chuck Daly may make an early substitution and bring Aguirre back in to make the Bulls pay the price offensively.
Paxson switched off and was able to steal, leading to this. Paxson got caught on a mismatch with Laimbeer and then was able to pick his pocket. Paxson again going for the steal. Edwards recaptured. Dumars and Cartwright on the rebound. Paxson open. John Paxson, a 55% shooter during the regular season, has not been able to get off during the playoffs. He's been bothered by a bruised hip. Here's Grant, and he'll go to the foul line.
The Bulls' defense has been sensational the entire season. They have strong, aggressive double teams. Paxson has great hands, reaching in, swiping the ball. The steals, forced turnovers, lead to easy scores at the other end.
Foul called on Edwards, and Horace Grant to the foul line. Horace has shed the prescription goggles. He did it last Sunday in the game against the 76ers. Dr. David Orth, the Bulls ophthalmologist, said that he's concerned because without the goggles, Horace has zero depth perception. He says under the basket he's fine, but keeping his own stats, the doctor feels that he's missed his last 7 jump shots from beyond 12 feet. Grant says the vision is fine.
After getting quite involved in the program.
He is very stat-oriented. Edwards with the open shot. Good ball movement by the Pistons. It's now the Bulls 5 and the Pistons 2.
And the Pistons have worked, or at least talked about the fact that they will be pressed after free throws, so they're ready to attack at the offensive end.
Grant feeling around for Laimbeer. Jordan played by Dumars. Jordan with the spin. And Rodman on the rebound. Jordan stealing. And Edwards able to recover.
Keep in mind, this Bull team likes to hang around rebounds at the defensive end for steals and turnovers, and Jordan's the best at it.
Now Dumars played by Pippen. Tried the crossover. Pippen. It is a blocking foul. He tried to draw the charge.
A tough call right there. Pippen trying to move his feet, just gets there a little bit late. Remember, Remember, he must be established. You can see the contact takes place before he has established a good position defensively.
Now Dumars isolated against Jordan. Edwards, Phil Jackson wanted a push-off, did not get the call, and the Pistons able to keep it alive. Detroit, one of its first 4 from the field. Edwards backing Cartwright.
Remember, that's one of the things that the Bulls want to do is try to get Edwards out of the middle, turning towards the baseline on his shots.
Cartwright got possession, and off the contact, Jack Neese says the foul on Edwards. That is the second committed by James Edwards.
At the offensive end of the floor for the Pistons, one of the key things will be boxing out and limiting them to only one shot. Down this end, Edwards with his hand in, Lambier arguing with the officials after the play, saying, hey, look, that was a clean steal or swipe by Edwards. No foul should have been called.
Bill Cartwright. His foul shooting has dropped off this season. The Bulls have gone through some troubled times at the free throw line despite their success in the playoffs. Edwards sits down, and he is replaced by Mark Aguirre, who had an excellent series against the Boston Celtics. He averaged 15 a game, second highest among the Pistons.
This is not unusual now for this quick substitution. It's something that Chuck talked about yesterday. By bringing Aguirre in, it changes the matchups for the Bulls, or at least now the Pistons can go back to an offensive guy down low who feels comfortable posting up in Aguirre as opposed to Lambier.
Jordan with the steal. Jordan will go to the foul line. Well, he knew he was going to get hit. He was ready for the hit, and nearly was able to convert on the twister.
Jordan loves to shoot the passing lanes, anticipating the next pass. Obviously, reaching behind right there, and now understanding that it's going to be a physical series. I got to go strong to the rim, try to convert as best I can.
Lambier called for the foul. Phil Jackson telling us at practice yesterday that feels that the Pistons get away with hand-checking tactics and also too much movement on the offensive picks. Also says the Pistons allowed to run through screens to, as he put it, bend defenders. As a result, the screen has lost its presence in the game.
Well, there's no question. They do a little bit of that during the course of the game. But you know what? When you watch the Bulls, they're aggressive defensively also. That's why they're both this far along in the playoffs.
Bulls with an 8-2 lead. And now Jordan is matched on Lambier. And Lambier moves down low.
Yeah, but now will they go to him, and can Bill produce from down low?
Pippen with a behind-the-back maneuver. And off the stutter step, Grant on the rebound.
Both of these teams, outstanding offensive rebounding teams. They tied for 4th place in the league this year with offensive rebound percentage.
Jordan, right to the boards. It's the Bulls 10. The Pistons 2.
If there may have been some concern that the Pistons were not going to be well rested for this opening game, it's showing here in the beginning. The Bulls out hustling them to the basketball.
Reach-in foul on Horace Grant, and a timeout has been called. The Bulls have come out wired, on fire. They lead 10-2. For the Chicago Bulls, it's been 4 days of rest since they last played when they wiped out Philadelphia on Tuesday night. For the Pistons, different story. A short turnaround, and I talked about that with Chuck Daly.
Win tends to celebrate. Unfortunately, the league only allows us to celebrate about 36 hours. Hardly time for a good meal.
Wait a moment. Is Chuck the George Foreman of NBA coaches?
You hear the word meal and you think of Foreman right away.
No, I think of Chuck. Bulls with a 10-2 lead, 6:50 to go in the first quarter. And following the timeout. Both clubs have remained the same. Detroit has hit only one of its first 6. Chicago 3 for 9. The Bulls have held the edge off the boards. Aguirre tried to back in. Played well by Grant, but still able to hit.
A good start, and Aguirre wanted to take him down in the low post area, back him into an area where he felt comfortable. On the deflection, he's got to settle for the jumper, but good way to start for Mark.
Bulls 10, and the Pistons 4. Laimbeer went flying, trying to draw the foul, and the Bulls took advantage. Good look from Cartwright, able to find Grant. Laimbeer in the face of the official, Jack Neese.
Cartwright felt he was knocked to the ground, therefore giving up the easy score.
Aguirre with his second bucket. Chicago 12, Detroit 6.
In many of these games where the fatigue factor comes into play, you just need to work your way through that first 8-10 minute stretch. Stay close enough so that you can make it up in the last 3 quarters.
Cartwright, yes. A very fast start for Bill Cartwright. He's 3 for 3 from the field, plus 1 free throw for 7. And the Bulls with a 14-6 lead. Detroit Pistons went 50-32 during an injury-hit regular season. Beat Atlanta in the first round, 3 games to 2, and then defeated Boston in 6. Here's Aguirre, strip. Jump ball indicated, 24-second. Horn went off.
Jess Kersey saying that the jump ball was called before the 24-second buzzer went off.
So they will jump it up.
You've got to be careful with Jordan running from behind you. He loves to come from behind the offensive players for blocks and steals. Here, causing the jump ball.
The Bulls already have come up with 3 steals, and that was nearly number 4, but Aguirre was able to recover. Jake O'Donnell saying do it again. Chicago Bulls finished at 61-21, best record in the history of the club. The 9th team in the history of the league to win 60 games in a season. Again, Jake O'Donnell dissatisfied. Apparently, the Bulls try to steal the tap.
White violation. If you break that circle too soon before the ball is released or touched by the people who are jumping, it's a violation.
Rodman will throw in. We approach 5 minutes remaining. First quarter. Dumars wide open off the double team. Yes. Joe Dumars, who comes off a strong offensive performance Friday against the Celtics, although he was exhausted during the overtime session.
To the point that he actually made the substitution himself during the timeout, walked down and said, hey, I'm coming out. Go ahead, Vinny. You and Zeke finish it up here.
Pippen was fouled. Aguirre arguing the call. Scottie Pippen will go to the line. Rodman was called for the foul. That is his first.
And Pippen does a real good job of keeping the dribble alive when he comes off the screen to enable himself to see the opening and then make dribble penetration.
Scottie Pippen, during all the media get-togethers, facing the question time and time again and handling it well. He's had to deal with it. The migraine headache in the 7th game of last season's Eastern Conference Final still haunting Scottie. And as you can see, he's been held in check during the season series by the Pistons. The average just under 16. The Bulls lost at Detroit in the 7th and final game of the Eastern Conference Final a year ago. 93-74 as Pippen went 1 for 10 from the field and had complained of the headache.
I'd like to see most of these small forward statistics that match up against Dennis Rodman during the course of the season. I'd say he does a pretty good job against most guys.
Bulls 16 and the Pistons 8. Thomas with the step, and Paxson called for the reach in.
That pressure after the free throw by the Bulls just takes time off the 24-second clock, and they know that the Pistons take a lot of time in the half-court offense. While Isaiah makes the move here, there are only 8 seconds left on the 24-second clock. Not a lot of time to throw a lot of extra passes.
Bill Laimbeer gets the treatment from the crowd as he departs. John Salley has come on for the first.